Boom, 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 boom. Chickadee, chickadee, chanka. How's it going, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United. I hope you're doing well today. Shout out to all the Bacon Brigade for getting in here and stopping by to check this is working. Yes, it is. Shout out JP. Shout out Adewale Latif. Shout out Somber Loxova. Mrs. P, what's going down? Everyone else, thank you so much for getting in here too. Gerald, Marco, the United Way, Jonathan Gallagher. Yes, great to have you all in here. Thank you so much for stopping by and getting involved for today's stream. So then, it's just a transfer rundown, obviously daily afternoon transfer show. We've got some news today for you. Well, you know, potential news here. We've got Uli Hoeneß, who's the former Bayern president and is on their board. He's come out with a statement and he said this. He said, "We offered Thiago Alcantara a great 4-year contract, but in the last minute, he changed his mind and he told us he wants a new challenge." He goes on to say, he probably has an agreement with Liverpool or Manchester United or with both. So this is what Uli Hoeneß has come out. Of course, Fabrizio Romano is reporting this as well. That Uli Hoeneß has come out and said this. We offered him a great contract, but in the last minute he changed his mind. He probably has an agreement on personal terms with Liverpool or Man United or both. So that is what Romano's just shared. That's what Uli Hoeneß has come out and said, former Bayern president and current board member, in regards to the Thiago Alcantara situation. So we know that Thiago Alcantara wanted to leave the football club because he wants a new challenge, so to speak, or maybe he just wants more money. I don't know, but either way, his contract has only got a year left, and it's come to the stage where he needs to make a decision on his future. And of course, Bayern need to make a decision on his future too. Whether or not they're going to keep him, whether or not they're going to come back with a significantly improved offer for him to tempt him to stay, or if they want to cash in now and actually get a little bit of money. Because like I said, previously, we've talked about Thiago potentially going to Manchester United or Liverpool or Barcelona, and if he does that at the end of the season, as opposed to now, Bayern will lose him for nothing. Whereas now, they could get an extra 20 or 30 million pounds, cash in on him, let him go in this transfer window, and that way they've actually banked themselves a little bit of money, rather than just losing their asset out the door next end of next summer for nothing. So I think there's a lot of basis to this, obviously. I mean, Fabrizio Romano has also reported the fact that this statement's also very interesting. Uli Hoeneß went on to say that both Liverpool and Manchester United did not, absolutely not, come to us with an offer for Thiago. He says they are bluffing and they're waiting until the last week of the window to make a cheap offer. Bayern must decide whether they want to play this game or stand their ground and keep him. So that's a direct quote there from Uli Hoeneß via Fabrizio Romano. So as we knew that anyway, Manchester United haven't actually tabled an official bid or lodged an official bid for Thiago to Bayern Munich yet. Neither have Liverpool, by the sounds of it. So we've been discussing the personal terms. We've been discussing the situation with Thiago. We understand Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's had a couple of sort of conversations with Thiago about maybe what sort of future he would like to have if he's a Manchester United player. So we understand that there's strong interest from Manchester United and Liverpool, of course. Jurgen Klopp's also made it no secret that he's interested in bringing Thiago to the club. So there's a little bit of competition going on. There's a little bit of to and fro in here. But just to add and give you an update here, lads and lasses, both Liverpool and Man United have not contacted Bayern Munich directly for Thiago yet. But like I said, board member Uli Hoeneß has come out and commented and said that we offered him a great contract and he's turned us down last minute, and he's probably has an agreement on personal terms with Liverpool or Manchester United or with both. So I think that probably is the current situation. Like I said, obviously in the title of the video it says Thiago personal terms agreed ? This is what's we haven't got official confirmation of this yet, but it seems like with what's been going on with Manchester United speaking to Thiago, with Liverpool speaking to Thiago, that is probably not the stumbling block. The stumbling block is obviously going to be Manchester United agreeing the terms with the football club, like it always has been in this window. Reguilon's desperate to come, Sancho's desperate to come. It's about agreeing the terms with the football club. How are you doing, everybody, today? Thank you for getting in here. David Parkinson, what's going on? Ryan Burberspin 9, Aaron Homeyard, yes mate, good to see you all here. Peter Higley, hello to you too. Peter, he says Reguilon news, check on Twitter. I'll have a look in a moment, my friend, if there's anything breaking. Ice Queen Gaming, Fergie 99, yes, hello, how are you, mate? Dan Johnson, KM, Victor, yes, Victor Davies, Agrippa Chinara, Brandon C, Arctic Jacko, Aaron Armstrong, Ruthless Sausage, Adewale Latif, Tiger Force, Ruddy Can't Game, Constant Pratt, Marco Manib, Becky Hope, Tukaram, Mr. K009, I Love Football, Ismail Ilas, Jadon CFC, Kabaki HD, Wayne Arnold. Actually, I'm going to have to stop there, but shout out to all you legends who are tuning in today. Please do us a favour and smash that like button if you haven't hit that like on this video yet already. Give it a cheeky little thumbs up. That will help us out loads. So let's get into it then, lads and lasses. So also in regards to Thiago, we've had, of course, Jan-Arne Fjortoft coming out and saying in regards to Thiago, he just basically shared this, that Konstantin Ekner has also shared, which is exactly the same thing here. It basically says, Konstantin Ekner, Bayern Munich's Ulai Hones has just said in today's Sport 1 Dopa that Liverpool FC and MUFC are trying to blackmail Bayern in the sense that they would wait until the last week of the transfer window before making a lowball bid. So, you know, obviously that is, it's pretty funny he's coming out and saying that. Obviously that is what happens in the window, isn't it? You do want to, well, you don't want to, but in situations like this, when you can get him for less money and of course he's approaching the end of his contract, you are going to wait until the end of the window a little bit here for somebody like Thiago, simply because they are fully aware that if they do not get the deal done now and sell him to a football club before the end of this window, then they will lose out on this asset come the end of the season when his contract runs out. So they've got a little limited opportunity here to cash in on Thiago. Whether or not they want to do that's another situation. I'm sure they will. I don't think they'll want a one-away player at the football club. So yeah, it's looking like there's some really strong basis for this Thiago business now, you know. And Fabrizio's also said in regards to the Thiago deal, this is exactly how Bayern feel. Man United has spoken with his agents, so we knew that in terms of personal terms and actually having a potential agreement in place for Thiago to come and join Manchester United. That's not the stumbling block. He wants, well, he's up for coming. Maybe he would go to Liverpool. As I say, they're the champions. Maybe they can offer him just as good a contract, whatever. But if United offer him a better contract, or he just for some reason likes the idea of playing for United, then we could actually get him here because, like I say, he's been speaking to us. Bayern will probably want to cash in, but just to read the quote out, Thiago deal, exactly how Bayern feel. Man United have spoken with his agents. Liverpool still are feeling favourite to sign Thiago because of Klopp pushing, but there's no official bid yet. Waiting for last transfer days to get a lower fee than the €30 million price tag. It strikes me as absolute penny pinching again for Manchester United though, and Liverpool in this current moment in time. We understand he's available for around about €30 million, so €30 million is a bargain price for Thiago anyway, but what they're trying to do is just drag it out a little bit. So like I say, Bayern are sort of forced into selling him later in the window for a lesser price because they don't want to risk losing him next summer on a free. That's basically what we're doing here. So again, we're penny pinching rather than just getting the €30 million paid for Thiago and getting a quality player like that in through the door before the season starts. No, we're going to eke it out. We're going to just take a little bit longer, and Thiago is hopefully going to come to, you know, whichever club he goes for a little bit less. So we're playing that whole long drawn out back and forth cat and mouse game again with Bayern Munich right now. So it's a little bit frustrating and disappointing to see. But look, this is gaining some momentum, lads and lasses. Like we said, all the major sort of reporters and stuff, such as Fabrizio, are reporting this, that we have agreed the term, or not that we've agreed the terms necessarily, that we may have agreed the terms. We've spoken with his agents, and of course Liverpool have as well. And of course with the Bayern board member Ulai Hones coming out and saying that they offered Thiago a new contract and he rejected it, and he's probably agreed a deal with Liverpool and MUFC. That's a direct quote. He says he probably has an agreement with Liverpool or Manchester United or with both. So look, there's definitely a strong basis for Thiago to Man United now, lads and lasses. I would love it. I would Kevin Keegan love it if we got Thiago in this window. That would be absolutely amazing, wouldn't it? Just to get a quality player like that. I know Sancho's a dream and all these other players centre back, but still to get somebody like that of that quality in would be sensational. Plus it steals him out from under those Scousers' noses as well. It steals him out from underneath them, which is what we want to do if we want to stop them from improving and improve ourselves and close that gap. That is exactly what we want to do. We want to stop them from improving and get ourselves improved instead. So I think we should absolutely try and sign him. There's definite basis for this. In terms of the personal terms, I don't sort of know what deal Manchester United would be able to strike up with him. What I do believe is that Man United would pay him more money though than Liverpool, because Liverpool don't seem to have the same sort of freedom with the wage structure at the club. They certainly rein it in a little bit more. Manchester United, we've spent quite a lot on some ridiculous players over the years, such as Alexis Sanchez and stuff like that. We're quite free spending on the old contracts and the wages. We have reined it in a lot recently, actually, but there's money there, isn't there? With players leaving, such as Sanchez, that obviously does leave a little bit of money to play with there in terms of the wage structure and the wage budget. So 300k deal, somewhere along those lines, 300k a week, probably would get you Thiago Alcantara, because I can't imagine Liverpool paying him 300k a week. Maybe they will, but I would have thought they'll cap out about 260 or whatever. So there you go, guys. There's some big old news for you lads and lasses. We understand that Thiago may have agreed personal terms with Manchester United or Liverpool via Ulai Hones, former Bayern president, and also Fabrizio Romano reporting this, Jan Arne Fjortoft. Everybody's at it, lads and lasses. So this is legit, you know, this is legit. So shout out to you all for getting in here today. There's about 250 of you legends. Thank you for watching this vid. Smash that thumbs up button if you haven't hit the like already. Do leave a cheeky little like on the video and subscribe if you're new to the channel as well. We'll cover all the latest Manchester United news and goings on in this transfer window. The Thiago saga, the Sancho saga, the Reguilon saga, the Upamecano saga. Every single saga out there we will cover, lads and lasses, and this is just one of them, just but one of them. But I do hope that we get him and take him out from under Liverpool's noses. So what do you guys think about it? Get your votes in. Smash a 1 in the live chat if you think that Manchester United will get him. Smash a 2 in the live chat if you think that Liverpool will get him. Or even smash a 3 in the live chat if you think Barcelona will get him. Because those are the 3 teams that are sort of being talked about as being the potential suitors for Thiago come the end of this window. He's believed to not want to stay at all at Bayern Munich. He wants a new challenge. He may go back to the club that he was at previously, you know, Barcelona there. Obviously, he's a young man and try and do what he wanted to do to begin with, probably as a Spanish lad playing for Barca. Or he will probably come for the money to the Premier League and a new challenge as well to Man United or Liverpool. So let's have a look at your votes then, guys. Let's see here. We've got a bunch of votes coming in. FSHSHS comments 2. Mr. Gear says 3 Barca. Aaron Armstrong 2. Liverpool. Marco 1 and Mike Piglet 1. Darren Brow 2, Wayne Arnold 2, Agrippa Chinara 1, Mr. Gear says 4. Who's 4? Is that just somebody else? You put 4 as well. Don't know. There you go. Could be a different team. Who knows? Or maybe stays at Bayern. But look, the fact of the matter is Manchester United should be in for a player like Thiago Alcantara because of his world-class credentials, because of how good he is at ticking the midfield over. We've been talking about getting a proper sort of defensive mid for a while. I'm not saying he's a destructive central midfielder like a Kino or a Kante, because he's not, but he's more like a great, just sort of tick, a metronome in midfield, ticking things over, playmaking, and that's obviously a fantastic way to go about it as well. I would say Donny actually really impressed me in that game against Villa yesterday. Maybe he could do that for us. But Thiago, man, yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing from him in his career. It's been a brilliant career. He's been at Bayern 7 years, won 7 Bundesligas, Champions League. So it's invaluable for United to have a player like that come in. Plus, it's justifiable for the rest of the squad for somebody like that to come from the outside in and be paid a huge amount of money, to be paid one of the highest earners in the squad already, sort of Pogba money, that kind of money, because he is a great player, and he's done what he's done, and he's achieved what he has in the game. So I don't think any of the other players in the team would have an issue with Thiago joining. I all think that they would be super happy and jump at the prospect of playing with such a quality player. So get in there, come on United, get him in. It's as simple as that, really. If we want to try and close the gap and give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer all the ammunition this season to do a really good job, players like Thiago would be amazing for us, especially if you've taken them off of those Scousers, especially if you're taken off of Liverpool. That is a double whammy, guys. So we've got to factor that in. Right then, let's get into your comment section a little bit here and see what you guys think about the Thiago Alcantara situation. Agrippa Chinara comments, Pogba, Thiago, Bruno is better than Fabinho, Henderson and Thiago. Hey, yeah, I think I agree with you. If Pogba is on his day, if he's performing well, shout out Julian Riley for subscribing, by the way. Yeah, if Pogba's doing really well and he's on his A game, he's one of the best midfielders in the world, but it's just whether or not he can do that consistently for United, because if we're being honest, over his career, he has been hit or miss. He has been great one week, gash the next. So he does need to get that consistency into his game, and even this season, he's had that inconsistency in there as well, but sometimes he's been absolutely amazing. But I agree with you. I think that if you had Thiago and Pogba and, you know, players like Van der Beek, McTominay, Matic and Fred are still to choose from as well, or maybe one of them go in, but to choose from those players to back them up. But your starting 11 was, like you say, Thiago, Pogba and Bruno. Wow, oh wow, oh wow. How much creativity is there in there? How much ability on the ball is there? It would just be an absolute creation factory in the middle of the park there, I think. So, yeah, I'm with you on that one. Thiago, Pogba and Bruno would be what sounds like, on paper anyway, one of the best midfields in the world. It really does. So why wouldn't you want to go and do that? You know, it's a no-brainer, really. For 30 million euros, which is what you currently have to pay, it's a bargain, but we're trying to eke it out a little bit and try and wait until the last moment of the transfer window, so Bayern Munich are more likely to want to accept that offer rather than losing him next summer for free. So yeah, it's pretty unbelievable, really, everyone. It's pretty. I hope we get him, but I just hope that Liverpool don't get him, if anything. If he doesn't go to United, I'd like to see him go to Barcelona, to be perfectly honest with you, because I just don't want to see Liverpool strengthen. Right, nice one. Yeah. Ashinch Singh comments, Thiago, Sancho and Reguilon. That would be an amazing window. We'd all take that all day long if we got Donny van der Beek, Thiago, Reguilon and Sancho in this window, which is what we should be doing at a minimum, really, in my opinion. Then we would all take that all day long, my friends, and we'd consider that a very good window. Even if we didn't get the centre-back, we've still got opportunities there for other players to maybe come in and have a good season like Twanzebe, even Mengi. So we have got options there. It's not like we're just stuck with Lindelof and Maguire at the back there. So we've got options, but, you know, we need to spend the money and get these players in. But those three players, like you say, if we could get those three players in this window, we would be in a really good position come the start of the season to do some bits, my friends. Oh yeah, over 300 of you legends tuning in. Shout out to you all for stopping by and getting in here today. Hope you're having a great Sunday. Smash that like button, everyone, if you haven't done so already. That would help out loads. And hit that subscribe button too if you haven't done so. Right then. So, yeah, there you go, guys. Bit of news about that. Thiago, Marco thinks Telles, please. I would like to see Telles come into the side. You know, Reguilon's obviously, there's some news about Reguilon as well, so we'll talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, I mean, look, Thiago's odds of joining Manchester United have been slashed. The former Bayern president has actually come out today and said that Manchester United have likely already agreed personal terms with Thiago. That's what he said, and Liverpool as well. He said that Thiago's probably already agreed personal terms with Manchester United or Liverpool, which I think is true. I think it's true at this stage, and now it's just really on United or Liverpool, the clubs, to go in and put the bids in to Bayern Munich to try and get him in there. But we understand Bayern are trying to hold out for 30 million, but Liverpool and United do not want to pay that because they're a bunch of penny pinching scumbags. Our owners, to be fair, you know, the owners that we've got, they are penny pinchers. Welsh Red, what's going on, my friend? He says, I think we need cover for the fullbacks. Totally agree. I mean, we saw what Ole Gunnar was trying to do with Brandon Williams in the preseason game there, and I think he's got plans to have him deputise at right back as well for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I think Dallow's okay, but he's still just not really looking that great. I thought he was another bang average performance from Dallow in the preseason game yesterday. So I think that gives us a bit of depth on the right, definitely. Dallow may or may not be a red for that much longer. Who knows? We'll see. He probably will stay at the football club. Maybe he'll be used as a bit more of a forward player down that right-hand side. Who knows? But certainly Brandon Williams and Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Dallow on the right would give you plenty of options and depth for that position. And then over on the left-hand side, you know, we have got Luke Shaw, who's a good player. We can play Brandon Williams as well, but it's not ideal, but we can play him there. And then if you had another left-back or another left wing-back, like a Reguilon come in there, or Telles, it would give us so many options in that area, and then all of a sudden we'd have a lot of depth in those positions. So I agree with you, my friend, that is a must this window. It's not as must as some of the other positions in the side, in my opinion, such as centre-back, but it is a pretty problem area that United have got. Without Luke Shaw, we're pretty screwed down the left. Yeah, I agree. Kyan Banashayam says Luke Shaw played great yesterday. I thought he was so good, actually. He was very lively down that left-hand side. Maybe he could have done better for their goal, actually, getting out to the winger. In all honesty, bit of positioning issues going on, but the back line was all over the place. But yeah, actually, I did think Luke Shaw going forward, he created a heck of a lot down that left-hand side. We couldn't cap any of it off. But him and Dan James, actually, they really did have a lot of joy getting into wide positions and getting balls in, and you're so right. So Luke Shaw is a good player, you know, he's a good player. I just don't think he's a great player. I think it would only benefit United to have some competition for him in that place, and also maybe an improvement in that place sometimes. Like if we do get a better player than Luke Shaw, that's no bad thing. Luke Shaw's still going to play a whole bunch of times. He also might feature at left centre-back in a 3 at the back system or something like that. So Solskjaer's got options. Shout out Ruth Power for subscribing to the channel as well, matey. Much appreciated. appreciated you all getting in here and getting involved in the live chat. So nice one, guys. Vino Namakomba comments, we need that left back from Madrid. You can't trust Luke for the season. He's sensitive ever since that year. Yeah, injury prone. You're right, mate. He's going to be in and out the side. Fitness concerns. You're right. You can't trust him for the whole year. So yeah, Reguilon from Real Madrid. He seems like the perfect player for us to get. 23 years of age, getting better and cheap. JP comments, Lingard has a magnificent first touch. That's a direct quote from Lionel Messi, apparently. Thank you, Tiger Force. You absolute legend. Appreciate it. Says, I subscribed and liked. You legend, Tiger Force. Thank you very much for liking and subscribing to this video. Jamie Loki Jones, how you doing, mate? Azar Panak, Simon Cowie, Victor Davies, Same Advantage, Matthew Britz, and Silla Gummidge. He comments, hi, if you had a 100 million budget and we already have Donny van der Beek and Jadon Sancho, who would you get before the end of the transfer window? Keep up the great work. Love the vids. Nice one, Nisala. Thank you very much for that. If I had 100 million, the realistic players I would strengthen Manchester United side with in this window after you've got Sancho and van der Beek, like you say, I would get Thiago. You could probably get him for 30 million. I'd get Reguilon. You could probably get him for 25 million, I think it's being talked about. And that leaves you about 45 million to try and go and get a centre-back with, which I would try and get up on Meccano, or there's this Badia Shield lad you could get for probably half that money. I'd just make some reinforcements in this window and give Solskjaer the opportunity to try and have a squad capable of challenging on all fronts. Remember, we're in the Champions League this year as well. That's a massive step up in competition from the Europa. In some ways, it's much better because you're not having to go necessarily to some of these far-flung corners of the continent as much, because I think there's more teams in the Europa League that are all over the gaff. There's still obviously a bunch of Russian teams, and you've got to do a bit of travelling in the Champions League. But I think it's just better in general for us to be playing in that competition. But you do have a lot of games to contend with, and you need a lot of players to be able to deal with that, and that's why I don't have an issue with maybe United signing a player like Thiago, even though midfield's not really the problem area. If you look at our central midfield now, it's quite deep. McTominay, Fred, these are good squad players, but then the first team, I'm thinking Matic, Van der Beek, Pogba, Bruno, they're all of a very good standard. They really are. Very, some of them you could argue are world class, like Bruno and even Pogba. So we've got some great midfield players, but if the opportunity presents itself to get an even better player in there, we should absolutely do it. We should absolutely do that. Okay, let's just get into a bit of other transfer news and then, some of the other stuff that's going on, and then we'll get back to the main topic, which you guys obviously do want to talk about, which is Thiago, of course, because that is what is sort of the main news today. So shout out to you all for stopping by. Smash that like button, get involved in the comment section. Panarith Prax says, it's deep, but quality over quantity, mate. Yep, you make a fair point, I agree, which is also why Thiago would be great, and also why it would be good to get Thiago in and maybe move on somebody like Fred or loan McTominay out, because quality over quantity, you're absolutely right. Like, yeah, you don't want too much in there, but if you can replace one player with a better player, you absolutely should do that. Nice one. Okay, so I'll just squash this right now. I mean, there's some reports coming out here. A few blue tickers on Twitter and stuff are talking about Man United maybe turning their attention to Gareth Bale if they cannot secure the Jadon Sancho deal. But Real are paying him like something crazy, like £600,000 a week. And it's quite a lot of money, and a loan deal would be preferred by Manchester United if that was going to be the case. So I don't even really want to talk about that. I just wanted to talk about the fact that it is being put out there a little bit that there's the link with Gareth Bale and Manchester United, but it's just rubbish speculation. There's no way that Gareth Bale's going to come to Manchester United because we just won't pay the money unless Real let us have him and we just paid 50% of his wages and we just took him on a season-long loan. Then they'd probably let us. Then I'd be up for taking him, to be fair. But as a bit of a prima donna, as a bit of an injury-prone merchant and a golf lover, I would probably say no, Gareth Bale, you can just chill and we won't have you this season, mate, unless there's a loan deal for a cheap amount of money.
Gary Sheeny,
what?
A few people have noticed you've still got the score from yesterday.
Oh, have I? Oh, thank you guys for that. Cheers. Yeah, still got the score. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's absolutely spot. I can't change it now anyway, so it's what it is. I should say Man United news, but thank you for bringing that to my attention, guys.
Well, it was the legends in the chat.
Thank you, legends. Who else is in here then? We've got Eiley3i, Mr. KO9, Koiz Ali. Great stuff. Yeah, Bale is more expensive, says Tiger Force. He's just too much money, and you're not sure what you're going to get with Bale. He might just be coming on a holiday. He might just be coming here for a holiday to get away from Madrid because he bloody hates it. And for the amount of money that you'd have to pay him, it's too much of a gamble. The board have just got rid of one shithouse prima donna on a shit ton of cash in Alexis Sanchez. We don't want to get another one in there. And Bale's just injury prone, isn't he? He's not going to be fit the whole season anyway, I wouldn't have thought. He is an incredible talent, though, and if the price was right, I would rather see him come into the side than not. It's always a great option having a player of Gareth Bale's quality. Think about what he used to do in the Premier League as well for Spurs. He's experienced and gained, obviously, 4 Champions Leagues and stuff since then. So he's done it all. He's won it all in terms of club football, and he's just an incredible talent. But that is too much. He's on too much money for Manchester United to even really talk about. Okay, let's get on to Jadon Sancho as well then, lads and lasses. There's a lot of reports coming out today, you know, that Jadon Sancho is not training with Borussia Dortmund. He's not turned up for training. We saw there was a speculation yesterday as well that he had been sleeping. He had insomnia issues and he was sleeping funny, and that's why he was late to training. But actually, it's probably more likely that he's just playing this game and trying to get away from Dortmund at the moment. But yeah, just to give you an update, it seems like at the moment, so a bunch of different outlets are reporting that Jadon Sancho is not at training and stuff like that. So quite interesting if that's the case. If he's not been training with Borussia Dortmund, I guess that is somewhat of an indicator of the situation of the player and where his head's at and all that kind of thing. It doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to sign. Who was it, guys, that went to like West Brom last day of the season to try and sign? And the Sky Sports cameras were there and he's turned up at the club. Was it Peter Odemwingie or so? I can't remember now, but whoever it was, and then they ended up not signing him. Oh my God, that was absolutely cringe. That was cringe. Because then you've got to go back to your club that own you. You know what I mean? I can't remember who it was now. Atrex, thank you so much for the super chat there, buddy. He says, Pig, how was the game yesterday? Okay, just to give you an update on the game yesterday for those people that didn't watch the watch-along. Shout out to everyone that watched the watch-along, by the way. It did really well, so thank you to everybody that watched. And also, Man United's performance overall, I'd say, was in the first half was actually very good. Like, people will be quick to write it off and say, oh, we lost 1-0 to Villa and we did shit. But actually, going forward, I thought United were very, very good. I thought Luke Shaw, Dan James, very positive down the left-hand side. Donny van der Beek created a few really good chances. One in particular, that back heel. If anybody saw it, he's back-heeled it into the path of, I think it was Lingard or, I can't remember now, but either way, it was not taken, but it was a really good opportunity created by Donny. And he created 3 or 4 great opportunities for Manchester United's attack. So I was very impressed with what I saw from him. Reminds me of a young Paul Scholes. No, just the way he moves out there on the ball. Like, seriously, he was actually reminding me of a young Paul Scholes. It's one game of football in a United shirt, so let's not get carried away. It's against Aston Villa here in a pre-season friendly. But we did have our B team out. But actually, the first half, we ripped them apart. We created so many chances. We should have scored a few goals. We got balls into the box galore, but we couldn't get anybody on the end of it. I thought Igalo had a very ropey game up there, to be fair. Rashi wasn't at his best. He was playing in the hole. But the wingers did all right, and they created chances and the wing-backs and stuff like that. I thought it was a decent game of football. Donny looked really good. Everyone else, though, you know, pretty lackluster. Maguire and Fossey Mensah at the back. They were at fault for their goal. Villa counter-attacked us. That was their only real chance of the first half. And they whipped one in, and it was just really not dealt with at all. Luke Shaw could have done better getting out to it quicker, but also Slabby Maguire and Fossey Mensah were all at sea, lads and lasses, like a bunch of bloody pirates. They were shocking. So yeah, so that's not good, but overall I actually thought the first half performance was pretty good from Manchester United. Like, we created a lot and it looked really good. It was the B teams, the B team end of the day. You had a lot of B team players out there. It's not the first team, that one. Yeah, Mohammed Karim says, well, we don't know if that's true. Let me have a look into that before I say it out on the thing, in case it's fake news, guys. It's fake news, in case it's fake news. But we'll see. Yeah, nice one. I'll have a quick look into that now. G-Wolf, yep, no spam, matey. Jamie Loki Jones says he's putting pigs on the map. Thank you very much for that, Jamie Loki Jones. Much appreciated, dude. Yep, no more information, as I thought, on the Thiago situation from Fabrizio. It's just the same. To give everyone an update who's joining us right now, and then we'll get on to the other little tiny bits of Manchester United news that we've got. To give you all an update who's joining in, by the way, smash that thumbs up button if you haven't already. That'll help us out loads. And also, subscribe. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Let's get in for an update then. Thiago Alcantara, basically Ulai Hones, who's the former Bayern president and part of the board, has come out and literally said, quotes, "We offered Thiago Alcantara a 4-year contract, but in the last minute he changed his mind and told us he wants a new challenge. He's probably agreed a deal with Manchester United on personal terms and Liverpool." Sorry, that's not a direct quote. Wait a sec. He probably has an agreement on personal terms with Liverpool or Manchester United, or with both. Now, that is a direct quote. So, Ulai Hones, former Bayern president, talking about the prospect to Thiago and who he's agreed personal terms with. He says he's probably probably agreed terms with Liverpool or Man United. Fabrizio Romano's reporting this, and Bayern have offered him a contract, we understand, but which was turned down. He wants a new challenge. He wants to leave the football club. So that's the Thiago situation, guys. Whether or not United can be the club that leads the chase in getting him is another question. We understand Klopp and Liverpool are pretty desperate to get him in there as well. They haven't done any business in this window, and he would be a great player, which would add a lot to their midfield, in all honesty, which is all the more reason United should get him. But if you look at their midfield and you look at the qualities they've got in there, Liverpool, that is the area that they could strengthen, really is the midfielders. And I think Thiago would strengthen them because of how good and experienced he is, and just the quality that he's done, you know, the quality career he's had over the last 7 years at Bayern, winning 7 Bundes, the Champions League, etc., and just being a big pivotal cog in that midfield for all that time. Plus, he's 29. He's in the peak of his powers still as a central midfielder. He is going to be able to do this for at least 4 years. So I think Thiago would make a brilliant signing for anybody. The thing that annoys me about Liverpool is they've got Klopp. They've got that X factor with that whole attacking unit that they are. They play nice football, to be fair to the Scousers. And of course, it's just an attractive proposition right now for a footballer who's not a United fan or whatnot to go and play for Liverpool, I'd imagine, because of Klopp, because of the style, because of where they are, because of the fact that they're Premier League champions. They've got good chance of challenging for trophies on all fronts. So it would make a lot of sense for them to go to Liverpool. But if Thiago wanted to come to United, it would probably be for money, in all honesty. I'm not gonna lie, it would probably be because United are offering him a little bit more money per week. That's the only real reason that I can see Manchester United winning a battle in terms of who he wants to join between Man United and Liverpool at the moment. I hate to say that, United's a massive club, but from an outsider player who's not a Man United or a Liverpool fan or even an English player, to have grown up in Spain and looked out from the outside in, of course, Manchester United, while Thiago was growing up, would have, of course, been the biggest club in England, absolutely. But now they're not. So it depends if he's got any affinity for Manchester United. It depends whether or not he's just going to want to play for the Premier League champions to go and win things, and he thinks maybe that's more likely to do at Liverpool. So look, you have to remember that Liverpool are probably in the driving seat still in terms of signing the player, but United can offer Thiago more money, I would imagine. Liverpool, they don't like to spend their money on wages to the extent that we do, and I think that United, if any team can take him on and convince him to not go to Liverpool, it would be us, and we should probably do it. I know we've said, and we're sort of contradicting ourselves a little bit, that we don't want players coming just for money, but if it hurts Liverpool and it helps us, and we've got a great player, and he's going to be awesome for a few years anyway, it might as well be in the red shirt of Manchester United instead of the red shirt at Liverpool, I think. So yeah, pay the money, get the lad in, get him done, get him dusted, and stitch up the Scousers. It's a no-brainer. But get your comments and your votes in. Who do you think Thiago will end up at? Stick a 1 in the live chat for Man United. Stick a 2 in the live chat for Liverpool. 3 for Barcelona. I'd love to see it. I do think that we'll get him if Sancho doesn't sign for Manchester United. So Jadon Sancho, he's not been training, but just to give you an idea, it's from what we understand, just to give you an idea, if we don't get him, that's 120 million euros that we will not have spent. And we will have run out of time. We won't have much time to get players in this transfer window. So what will that mean? It means we'll probably go and do our absolute best to get a player like Thiago who can really help us, because he's 20 to 30 million euros because he's got not a lot of time left on his contract. So when you consider that, you're getting that quality of player for that cheap, and he can come in and be ready-made and probably be one of the best midfielders in your midfield for sure, then that is a brilliant signing when you can't get Sancho. And I'm not saying we can't get Sancho, but what I am saying is there's no guarantee we're going to get Sancho. We don't know if the Man United board are even going to pay the money for Sancho. We could have had another bid rejected for all we know, and it's all been kept very hush-hush. We need to just wait and see what the board does over the next few days. I'd like to think the Sancho deal is done, and it's going to be done, and I'd love to get him in here. And if that happens, I don't see the Thiago deal happening because it's just so much money for United to spend. 120 mil, potentially around there on Sancho, 39 on Donny van de Beek. That'll probably be our business done. You might get Reguilon in if you're lucky. But if we don't get Sancho, we'll be signing Thiago. Hopefully, we'll be signing a centre-back, a left-back, and another right-winger as well. A cheaper budget right-winger as well to help out. So I do think that is a great option if we cannot get Sancho. I don't know what the board are going to do. I think just pay the money and get Sancho because he's going to be a great player. But at 20 years of age, maybe there's better options out there. Get 3 or 4 players in this window instead of the 1. Thank you everyone for voting. Most people, I think, do think that it's more likely that Liverpool will end up with Thiago, and I do think that's probably the case for the aforementioned reasons, such as they're the Premier League champions, they've got Klopp, they play great football, they need him potentially more than us as well, because our midfield is pretty flooded, whereas they could do with a Thiago. So yeah, That's why I think. Ninja Danny, there's no more update on Sancho at the moment. The situation is, just to give you an update, Ninja Danny, Sancho is, of course, wanting to come to United. We understand he may have not been at training as well. So that's interesting if he's trying to sort of make a statement and, of course, wants to push a move away from Manchester United. Maybe that would increase the likelihood that Dortmund would accept slightly lesser money. Who knows? But, yeah, I mean, look. We've got to make the deal with Dortmund at this stage, and if they want 120 million, I can't actually see our board paying the money for him, because there's other fees, there's other commissions, there's other stuff that gets involved, and before you know it, it's probably a £150 million deal. So we've got to have a look at different options and try and renegotiate with Dortmund. If I'm being honest, I just want them to pay the money and get him, because we've left it so late in the window, we don't really have a lot of time to get anyone else, and he's class and young and going to be awesome. But if we don't get him, and we get those 3 or 4 other players like I've talked about, like we just spend that 120 million on somebody like an Upamecano, Reguilon, Thiago, David Neres, say 4 players, same amount of money, I would be happy with that too. So let's just see what happens in this window. You know, I'm sort of sick of moaning and pissing and moaning about about the Sancho deal being so slow. I also do think, and I have to be honest now, when you look at the pandemic and what's been going on, I do think the current state of finances in the Football League is not great. Not everyone's got a Russian owner like Chelsea who could spend hundreds of millions and not blink an eye. So United are having to watch the pennies a little bit, and still we've signed Van der Beek, still we're signing other players. So as long as we make the progress in this window and get a few players in, I will say about the board, and I'll say about the Glazers, yeah, you're piss poor and you've taken a long time and you're slow Woody and you're in a King Edward potato head Woodward, but fair play you, we've actually got a few players in this window amidst a time which is pretty difficult, pretty tumultuous in terms of you're not sure what's going to happen. Like, they're all planning for the future. That's why everyone's tight-fisted. You would think Liverpool would have spent some money by now, but they're not. There's a good reason for that, guys. Everyone, thank you very much for tuning in and watching this video. Smash the like button if you haven't done so already. That would be absolutely sick of you if you could hit that like. Would help this channel out loads and help us compete with some of the bigger channels, etc. So if you haven't done so already, please do smash that like button, lads and lasses. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. You can click the bell icon to be notified when we post and go live on this channel. We bring you all the latest Manchester United news as it breaks and as it happens. We do a daily transfer show during the transfer window at the moment, 3 p.m, round about 3 p.m. every day, and 9:30 p.m. as well. So if you're around and available, tune in for those shows. We'll give you an update on what's going on at the club on a daily basis.
I've eaten all those cookies. Is that bad?
Have you eaten all the cookies? Oh, she's such a cookie monster, my missus. That is bad, because you didn't leave me a single one. Anyway, nice one, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in and getting involved in the comments. I'll dip back into them in a moment, and at the end of this video, we'll have a little bit of a Q&A. So I wanted to talk about this, some other Manchester United news, not transfer news now, but Greenwood's statement on a video of him inhaling nitrous oxide. He says, "I have now been made aware of the health risks associated with this practice and accept that even trying it, as shown in these historical pictures, was poor judgment on my part." He said, "As an 18-year-old, I'm learning all the time. However, this week I've also learned I will be judged to a higher standard because of my career as a footballer, and I must respect that in the future. I am determined to repay the faith in me shown by my manager and my coaches." So there you go. Mason Greenwood's he's having a bit of a mare at the moment, to be fair, but I mean, it's no big deal, is it? He's had a bit of gas. He's had a little bit of nitrous oxide. Okay, fair enough. I don't know the ins and outs of that, to be perfectly honest with you. Isn't that laughing gas? I don't know. But either way, it's probably not good. It's not good, of course, for any footage or any images of that to come out when he is a professional footballer. He does have to hold himself in a high regard. He might be an 18-year-old lad, but he's got to be professional now. He's got to understand that there's millions of eyes on him around the world. And lots of young kids will be looking up to Mason Greenwood. Lots of young teenagers, impressionable, will be absolutely idolising Mason Greenwood. So he's got to watch himself here. You know, I don't want him to go down a sticky path. I do think the media and everyone are getting on Mason. So what? He had a bird in his hotel and he did this. Yeah, it's not great. It's not professional. He's had a bit of a mare. He's 18. I'm sure he's going to learn from it. I mean, who didn't do stupid things when they were 18? Let's be honest now. So I do think Mason Greenwood, you know, he's growing up and he's having to grow up in the public eye, which is difficult at the best of times. I think generally he's doing an okay job. I mean, if all you've got on Mason Greenwood is he shagged the bird in a hotel or just invited her into the hotel and he's done a bit of nitrous oxide, then he's a pretty good lad, I would say, to be perfectly honest with you. So let's just see what happens with Mason's Greenwood development. I hope he doesn't go down a bad path and turn into like some Joey Barton type player or something. No, I'm just joking. That's never going to happen. But, you know, just some troublemaker, or it's probably not going to happen. I can't imagine Mason Greenwood's going to go off the rails, but let's just hope that he doesn't anyway. This is all a media storm again, just to try and have a go at United players. I'm sick of it, to be fair. Like they do just drag United players through the mud. When any little thing happens, you hear about it. Didn't Victor Lindelof, correct me if I'm wrong here, but didn't he like chase after a mugger or something the other day? Or was that fake news? I don't know. I saw something about it. I didn't really look into that. But that's what I mean. You saw something about it, but I didn't see a lot about it. Even though that's great and that's awesome and he's doing a great thing, you don't hear about that. That doesn't get publicised. No. What you hear about is Greenwood having a bird to his hotel and doing a bit of gas. You know what I mean?
What?
So yeah, Atrix says Lindelof the hero. Absolutely, Victor Lindelof. But that's what I mean. If that's the case, if he did that, then why aren't we hearing more about that sort of stuff? Whereas all we're hearing about is Greenwood being a nitrous oxide inhaling shagger. It makes no sense. It's such a piss poor media storm. Shout out to Lloyd for subscribing there, Lloyd. Thank you very much for getting in here, buddy. Ellie says, I'm not going to lie, I'd love to try laughing gas. Well, I do like laughing. I mean, I don't know if it's very good for your health, though, so I'm not going to promote that on this channel or anything like that. I Love Men comments, put a heart in the chat for Lindelof. Yeah, stick a heart in the chat for Lindelof there, my friends. Absolutely, stick that heart emoji in there. Also, Mr. K809 comments, Rashford is a hero. There you go. I mean, if we're talking, I mean, I do like the fact that Rashford's getting his good dues and he's getting the recognition a little bit, but still, we should be talking more about that. He's been feeding thousands, millions of impoverished kids up and down the country with his food plans and all this sort of stuff that he's been doing in literally cahoots with the government here, getting stuff done, using his platform for good. And we don't hear enough about that sort of thing. So I just think, yeah, the media have an agenda against, or a vendetta against Manchester United players. And like with Harry Maguire, yeah, you know, I've got my opinions on that. Not a lot of people, you know, some people disagree with me, whatever. But I've got my opinions on that. But still, I mean, they're writing him off before it's even really got going, that case. You know, we still don't know. He's an innocent man again now until they've had a retrial, etc. with witnesses, etc., which they weren't allowed last time. So we don't actually know if he's going to be tried and tested guilty or anything. So it's a media shitstorm again surrounding Manchester United players, and I am sick and tired of it, my friends. I'm absolutely sick and tired of it. There you go. Just wanted to talk about that. Okay. Lastly, a couple of little tiny things as well. Then we'll get into the comment section. We've got what's this then? Yeah, Luke Shaw just said that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is hammering home the need for Manchester United to be clinical and take their chances in front of goal. This was after yesterday's game. He just said, we struggled a lot at times when we create opportunities, but sometimes we don't find the back of the net. The manager is really on to the players about that. He's keen to brief that in training as someone who has experienced that he has. We have had a lot of players out today, Saturday, a lot of young lads who haven't even trained with us, but who have taken their chance. Hopefully we can get together on Monday, and like I said, we'd be ready for Palace. So yeah, I mean, it was our B team, wasn't it, that played in that game? It wasn't exactly the first team. It's not like Martial wasn't hitting the target. We had a Garlo up there. We had a lot of players who haven't played any games, who haven't had any minutes, who just needed to get the minutes and try and get on the road to getting that sharpness again, which will not come for a while for United. I know it was only a few weeks ago we actually stopped playing again and the season started up pretty quick for us. But still, there's been a good month of inactivity here for Manchester United's players. Other teams, maybe you could argue, are going to have a little bit of an advantage later because they've started the season now, so they're all going to have an extra game under their belts compared to Manchester United, who are starting a bit later. So it's all about getting that match sharpness, getting that conditioning back, getting that just that match fitness and everything that comes along with it, and those minutes. So we'll see. It's a good thing though. But yeah, Man United's finishing yesterday was shit. To be perfectly honest with you, it was gash. The goalie had a good game for Villa though, to be perfectly honest, but it was a bit gash in terms of the finishing. The creation was decent. Nice one, guys. Okay then, lads and lasses. Yeah, so that's basically the news. We've got Thiago. It's understood that Unai Hoeneß, former Bayern president, offered Thiago Alcantara a 4-year contract. Well, he didn't, but Bayern did. And in the last minute, he changed his mind and told Bayern that he wants a new challenge. And he also went on to say that he's probably agreed a deal with Manchester United or Liverpool. And also Fabrizio Romano's come out and said the Thiago deal, this is exactly how Bayern feel. Man United have spoken with his agents. Liverpool's still feeling favourite to sign Thiago because of Klopp pushing. But there's no official bid yet from either clubs, waiting for the last transfer days to get a lower fee than 30 million price tag. So United and Liverpool playing the waiting game to try and force a move closer to the end of the window so Bayern don't lose out on a free transfer at the end of the year, so they're just trying to pinch the pennies and save a little bit here. There's reports, and like I say, Bayern's ex-president there saying that he's probably agreed terms with Manchester United, personal terms. So there you go, lads and lasses. That's the update. What do you guys want to talk about in the comment section? Then I'll stick around for a good little while longer then. Shout out to all you legends that are getting in here. Please do smash that thumbs up button if you haven't done so. Leave that cheeky like rating and get in here in the comments. I'm going to have a Q&A with you lads and lasses now. Oh, did you? Mrs. forgot to like it. Make sure you like it, lads and lasses. Mahmood Saber, thank you for subscribing. Nice one, Mahmood. Really appreciate that, dude.
They're all gone, Marco.
Nice one. Man Like Mo says, where did you hear this source from? You okay, by the way? Yeah, I'm good, mate. So the source is Ulay Hones. He's the former Bayern president, part of the Bayern board as well. And Fabrizio Romano, of course, has also tweeted out a little while ago with his own thoughts and also the direct quotes. So yes, it's definitely a thing here. It's definitely a thing. It doesn't, of course, mean that the personal terms have been agreed, but he's saying that he probably has agreed personal terms with United and Liverpool. And of course, Solskjaer has been in contact with Thiago, we know that much. So there's a basis for it here. We're inquiring. We're understanding Thiago's needs. We're wondering if he wants to come to United for the right reasons. Solskjaer's trying to define that, whether or not it's just a money grab, whether or not he's going to go to Liverpool and he's just leveraging more money from Liverpool. These are all things that can happen, you know. It could be PR, it could be, like I say, Thiago's agent. They're trying to gain a little bit more money from Klopp and Liverpool, and of course in the contract there at Liverpool. And he actually wants to go to Liverpool. Maybe that is the case, or maybe he'd be up for the challenge of playing for Manchester United, and it's on us to go and get the deal done and maybe convince him by sweetening the deal just that little bit more than Liverpool would. Jamie Loki Jones, yeah, ice pops are classic, aren't they? I haven't had an ice pop for years, but I used to live off ice pops when I was a kid. I haven't had one, I don't think.
Those bluey ones.
Okay, I don't remember. I've got a bit of a bad memory, though. A-Trek says Leeds look a good side. I mean, they did look a good side against Liverpool, to be fair. They still conceded 4 goals, though. Calm down. You know what I mean? Liverpool was shit at the back as well. Like, Leeds were good. Actually, I must say, I thought they were really good, especially going forward. But defensively, you know, they weren't that organised. They weren't that great. They're there to be had at the back. Liverpool stuck 4 past them. So Leeds, yeah, I do think they're probably the most likely team that got promoted from last season in the Championship to stay up. I really do. I think they've got a good team. They've got good players. They spent a bit of money. I was impressed with what they did and how they created and how they finished their chances. They were a good team. I'll give them credit where credit's due. They're actually... Based on that game against Liverpool, the champions, they gave a really good account of themselves, and they probably deserved the draw, in my opinion. So yeah, fair play to Leeds. They did do well, but they still conceded a lot of goals. They're still there to be had, and Man United are going to smash them to bits. Simple as that. Agrippa Chinada says, Reguilon update. So yeah, I mean, in terms of Reguilon, I mean, look, again, the situation currently is that Manchester United are trying to get the terms done with Reguilon. So if you want an update on Reguilon, not too much has changed, my friend. It's just Manchester United understood again to agreed personal terms with Reguilon, and he's got another couple of different options, and he's sort of assessing these options, and of course Real Madrid are assessing these options. But I haven't got any more breaking news for you in regards to Real Madrid accepting a bid for Manchester United or anything like that. Unfortunately, there's just not. I'm just having a quick check now to see from my transfer guru, Mr. Matty Rush, if anything else has come in about Reguilon. But if I can just find the last update on him, I will let you know exactly what the latest on him is. But yeah, there's just not that. There's just not that much movement. It seems with Manchester United. Here we go. So apparently there's no truth in the rumours saying that he wants to stay or he would prefer a loan, so he could return to Real Madrid. Reguilon asked for the transfer and he would love to join Manchester United. So I'm getting this that he would still love to join Manchester United. That's all I'm really seeing in terms of the deal being agreed between the two clubs. No. That's not been done at the moment, so there's nothing extra to tell you there. Hey, no worries, Tiger Force. Flying Pig, he says, thanks for all of the news. Thank you very much, Tiger Force. You top lad. Appreciate it. South Steez says his voice. Nice one, no worries. Well, I think my microphone's messed up, actually. Somebody keeps telling me my microphone's distorted, so I need to sort that out. Tushar Meta, what's going on? He says, I think Badiashile is more important than Reguilon. Good, interesting point there, Tushar. I would agree with you, actually. I think a centre-back, getting a top-quality centre-back in is the problem area for Manchester United right now, and that should actually be our number one priority. We seem to be prioritising all the other areas of the team that aren't the biggest priority. Right wing, That's another priority, but it's not the biggest priority. Central midfield certainly now is not the biggest priority. Even before Donny, you could argue it wasn't the biggest priority. And left back is not the biggest priority, but it is nice to have these players and have that quality and that depth. If you look at all the other top teams, they have got depth in those areas, and United should have that depth too. Simon Cowie, get in there, my son. Come on, he says Man United women are now winning 5-2. You beauty, Simon Cowie. Go on, the ladies. Marco says we need better coaches and physios and get a director of football. Cannot agree more with you, to be perfectly honest, Marco. It's exactly what we need. We need just a little bit, everything done a little bit to a higher standard now. This would have never happened under Fergie, what's been going on recently, guys, you know. I hope the style of football does slowly improve, though. I like the fact we've got Mickey Phelan around and Mickey Carrick and these guys. I think it's important to have that lifeblood and that identity with Manchester, ex-Manchester United players, etc. I like that. Okay, you know, you can argue maybe there's better suited people out there in the world, but I actually really do think that our overall setup is pretty good. I just think that the style needs to improve. It has been improving under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, like since we had that change and Jose Mourinho left. It was dreary under Jose, who was playing gash football. It was boring, it was mundane, it was terrible. And then Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's come in and completely changed us around, completely turned our fortunes around, really, like in terms of style. There's still been a lot of gash games here and there, don't get me wrong. There's still been a bunch of a hangover of the Louis van Gaal crab passing football, or the Jose Mourinho Bori park the bus style. So there's still been a hangover of that, but I don't think Solskjaer is looking to play that way. I think Solskjaer's looking to play an expansive attacking type of football. He was just having to play a certain way with the players that he's got in the side, you know, defensive style. He's got the players like you know, who did he have inside? He didn't have that creative spark at the start of his managerial career. He got Bruno Fernandes and he's slowly been added to the pieces of the puzzle. So I think that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you know, has done a good job in terms of bringing Man United's style on and the development of the team.
Sorry, Vincent. I was just trying to say hello to a few people.
Nice one. Do you want to say hello to a few more people quickly?
Hey, everyone.
Mrs. P in the gaff saying hello, everyone, by the way.
Hope you have a lovely Sunday.
Abjif K.A. says, will United sign Badia Shield? Thank you very much, Abjif, for getting in here with your comment. I do not think that we will sign Badia Shield in this window. I'll tell you why. Because we seem to be being linked with Sancho at the moment. We're hoping that deal's going to get done. If United spend 120 million on him, and we also are heavily linked with Reguilon, then are we really going to go and spend more money at this stage in this window, having already spent 39 million on Donny van de Beek? No, I don't think so. I mean, I'd like to think that the board would have the bottom and the cojones to do that, my friend. But I don't actually think they would. I think what's more likely, if they get Sancho, is they just get Reguilon and van de Beek. They've already got van de Beek. It might not even get Reguilon then. It really depends. It really depends on how much money is available and set aside in this window. Like I said, United with our owners, the Glazers, they're like a cancer at this football club because they don't spend 100% of what the football club makes or anything like that. So it's like, if you look at Chelsea, teams like that, they're in a different position. They can strengthen, they can spend flamboyantly and just spend hundreds of millions in a window. United shouldn't really be doing that at this moment in time with the pandemic situation. There's reason everybody's tight-fisted at the moment and not spending money. United need to, though, because if we want to give Solskjaer what he needs to start the campaign right and have the depth over the whole squad, then he does need a few more players in. So that's why United need to spend in this window. But look, if we spend that money on Sancho, I just can't see us getting a centre back in this window. If the Sancho deal breaks down and we hear that Sancho is not coming to United in this window, Dortmund are keeping him, they wanted too much money and United backed out. If we hear that, then I would imagine that maybe Badia Shield or Upper Meccano or somebody like that would be bought in before October 4th deadline. Simply because we do need a centre back. We have got some good players there, but we need a proper quality player in the future. And whether or not you can get a ready-made world-class centre back for United right now is probably not the case. But certainly getting a young player who will improve and who has a lot of potential is not too much of a gamble for me right now. It does make a lot of sense to just go ahead and do that. David Whitford, how you doing, David Whitford? He says, we should not buy Bale. Come on, he's injury-prone, Mr. P. I don't want him either, mate. There's no way I want an injury-prone, prima donna, golf-loving Gareth Bale stinking up the gaff on 600 grand a week or whatever it is. Absolutely not. Look, I said it earlier on in the vid, and I'll just quickly say it again, but Gareth Bale, to me, is a great player. He's had a torrid time at Real Madrid really recently in terms of just like happiness, and he wants out, doesn't he? He wants out. If United could get a deal with Real Madrid where they would give him to us for 50% of his wages on a season-long loan, I would take it, because it's not that much of a risk for the quality of the player that he is. Even if he's injured half the time, he's still probably going to score you a few match-winning goals, because he's that quality of a player. He's a great player. So I would take him rather than not, but nowhere near the amount of money he's being paid at Real Madrid. Absolutely not. And not if there's a transfer fee involved, or if it's an actual permanent move. No chance. It would all just simply have to be a loan deal, and not even paying all the money for him either, just paying a percentage of his wages, because otherwise it just becomes too risky and stupid and not the best way to spend your money. Tiger Force says, who do you want to buy for Man United to buy? I'd like to see us, me personally, I would have got Ndidi in this window. I think he's a great player, one for the future, one for now. Great defensive midfielder. I would have got Sancho. I would have got Reguilon, and probably a great centre-back as well, in this window would have been ideal. But there you go. We've done things a little bit differently. Simon Cowie, says, hi, Mrs. P.
Hi, Simon. Hope you're good.
Yeah, good. Atrex with some Roy Keane emojis. What's going on there, Roy Keane? Collective Force is in here. How's it going, the Collective Force, getting those Roy Keane emojis in here as well? Nonsense. It's a bunch of nonsense. Roy Keane's a savage, by the way. That guy was awesome. I watched a video yesterday, all of Roy Keane's best bits from 2019-20 season. From Sky, I think it's a Sky Sports vid. And it's just him just ripping into players, him going, I'd be throwing punches at De Gea if I was in that dressing room. I'd be throwing punches at him. I'd be fighting him. They wouldn't be allowed on the coach home and all this stuff. Well, it's meant to be Roy Keane. It's a shit impression. It's just a generic Irish accent, isn't it?
Hey, David.
Would you have a cup of tea, Father? Would you have a cup of tea, Father? Go on now. Go on. Would you have a cup of tea, Father? Love it. Anyway, Agrippa Chinara says, do you think we can sign any one of our targets before Palace game? Yes, I do. I think we will sign one or two of our targets before the Palace game, because we need to. We've got literally 6 days left until the Palace game. Not even that really, because it's on the 6th day. So if we're going to get any business done and get some players in before that game, it's going to have to happen over the next 5 days. And I don't think that those players are necessarily going to play in that game, even if they were to sign over the next couple of days. There's just not really enough time for Manchester United to get these players in, get the paperwork, get the medicals done, get them settled in there, and get them registered and all that business to play for that Crystal Palace game. So the only player I think that's going to play as a new signing in that game is Donny van de Beek. Everybody else, I think it will be the next game after that. It's imperative that we get these players in this week, though, because, like I say, the season is starting for us on the 19th. The season's already begun, but the season's starting for us on the 19th. And if we want to be left behind, then we don't get anybody in before. If we don't want to be left behind, then let's get some people in.
Hey, Paul van der Beek.
Paul van der Beek, sick name, mate. Van der Beek it is, actually.
Oh, sorry. Oh, Van der Beek.
Tushar Meta says, if there are 6 days and it's a guarantee that Man United will move, then maybe we can see something till Tuesday. Maybe. I mean, look, United have got until October the 4th to get some players in. We know what our board is like. We know that they do like to fanny around. They do like to penny pinch. They do like to drag deals out and impart pressure on other teams. We saw that, like, we are the type of team to say, yeah, okay, you want 65 million for Bruno Fernandes? Yeah, you know what? Our limit's 50, mate. 55, something like that. That's our limit. Sorry, we're not paying a penny more than that. And then we'll just wait for 6 months. We won't. We will not go and get him. So that's the sort of club we are. Unfortunately, we are very skilled in the art of long-term negotiation because of Ed Woodward and the Glazers being so tight-fisted. They don't want to do what Chelsea have done and pay the money, pay the premium up front and get the player in early. No, they'd rather penny pinch. They'd rather wait until Thiago's only got a tiny little bit of time left to decide, and Bayern have only got the opportunity to get some money for him before his contract runs out, etc. That is what they're trying to do. They're trying to impart pressure onto other teams to try and get them to sell their players to us for less money. Fair enough, it's a good tactic, but it's not a great tactic when you could have the player in a few weeks before, when you could have that player training with the squad, training with the manager, getting that affinity with his teammates, getting that chemistry, understanding, settling into his surroundings in a new city, a new footballing culture, a new league. It's a no-brainer getting them in earlier. So that's why you pay the premium, pay the extra money, so you can get this player in earlier and actually have a much better time of it, have a player who's got more time to bed in. So it's a bad move from United. We get it wrong all the time in that sense. The transfer window should be about trying to get the business done early so you can then work with the new players. So Solskjaer and the coaching staff and everyone, they can work with the new players and get the best out of them before the start of the season. Get a bit of understanding between the players, how we want to play, how we want you to play. You know, that is very important, and we don't have time to do that, even if we get players in right now. So yeah, it's been a bit of a shit window, lads and lasses, in terms of development and planning for the new season. PPP, piss poor plan and piss poor performance. That's what we always say. Fail to prepare. Prepare to fail. That's another one of those old adages that people say. And I do think that United have not prepared properly in this window so far. No. Ida Norway says, Spam Pig, do a Fergie impression. Now listen to me, you tube. You come in here, you're playing like a bunch of gobshites at half time, lads. Sort your fucking self out and give you the old Glasgow kiss, son. I'm from Govan. You wouldn't see us playing like a bunch of fairies out there, lads. Get your fucking socks pulled up, you bunch of melters. No, I don't know what's happened there. That's not Fergie. Fergie don't even, he's even less pronounceable than that. Fergie's more like, what are you doing, lads? You see, Manchester United, we are, you want there, Jason Park, like, he's doing like, he's more like that. He's more, do an impression of you. Hello, my name's Nicola. I'm very loud and squeaky. Sorry, I can't go that high.
Oh, it's brilliant. Brilliant, lovely, I loved it.
Sorry, it was a terrible impression, that's it. It's a terrible impression, I'm sorry. Anyway, let's get back into your comment section. Sounded like a Geordie, says Will. Yeah, I'm not a professional at accents, unfortunately. Maybe I can sort of do the, no, what's that? I've gone London there. Oh, I've gone a proper Cockney geezer now, sunshine.
I think that was brilliant of me. Sounded just like, hey Ollie Tabooga, I hope you're good.
Kyan Banam Hasham says we should sell some deadwood and then buy some new players. Absolutely, Kyan. This is one of the frustrating things about our window as well. Not getting rid of the players, not getting the likes of Smalling done yet. He will be going out to Rover, though, it looks like. But then we still got Phil Jones knocking around the gaff, stinking up the place. Gurn, baby, gurn. Phil Jones Inferno. He's just gurning all over the place, so that's not good. Also, we've got Jesse Lingard, who is literally awful, but Solskjaer likes him for some unknown reason. We've also got Andreas Pereira, who's, if anything, worse. So we've still got him. I don't understand that. Really quite frustrating, isn't it? By the way, Tahith Chong, I think he's doing pretty well over at Werder Bremen, by the way. He's obviously on loan at Werder Bremen, and he's doing a very good job over there, So look, I've always championed giving the youth the chance anyway. I'd rather Lingard moved on. And then us give some opportunities to some of the younger lads. Let's try and find the next Greenwood. Let's try and find the next Williams this season. Let's bring a couple through. Let's get Garner in the mix. Why the hell not? That's what I'm just thinking. There's much more probability that United might discover a gem than just sticking with a player like Andreas Pereira or Lingard. I don't think Solskjaer really considers them to be part of his first team plans anyway, and he probably does want to get them out of the club. It's just the fact they're on so much money, these guys, for what they are. Nobody wants to pay Romero 80k to be a backup keeper. Nobody wants to pay Lingard 120k a week to just be absolutely bang average. Nobody wants to pay Andreas Pereira the sort of money he's on either. And Phil Jones, absolutely forget about it. Nobody's coughing up 130 grand a week for Phil Jones. Newcastle was supposed to be interested, but I think there's always going to be a big stumbling block with our players moving them on, because not many people can afford the sort of wages that they're on for the standard of the player that they are and the potential teams they'll be going to. There becomes a situation for, say, Steve Bruce at Newcastle to be like, you know what? We could probably get a 21-year-old up-and-coming player, just give me an example, whoever, for a similar amount and pay him a lot less wages, and he might just be better than Phil Jones. So it becomes a point where it's worth taking a gamble on someone else rather than pay 130k a week to proven gash.
Paul Vanderbeek says, do another Mrs. P impression, Mr. Thing.
I can't, I'm on the spot now. I don't like that.
What
You're eating cookies, love. You're eating cookies. There you go. There's an impression of you. You gannet. You're a gannet. Anyway, South Steez says, I was kidding, I'm new here, I actually enjoyed the show. By the way, why's your name Mr. Pig? South Steez, thank you very much. Subscribe if you're new, guys. Hit that subscribe button. Get involved. Smash that bell icon. Smash the like button out a bit as well. Smash the hell out the like button. But to answer your question there, Bray, it's great to have you in here, dude. But I'm glad you enjoyed this show. The reason I'm called the Flying Pig, it's just my name. When I used to play football as a young lad playing in goal, I was a little bit porky, as I still am. You know what I mean? And but I was pretty athletic. I'm a good mover, you know. I've always had a good touch for a big man, good agility, good movement for a big man. So I was called the Flying Pig. That was my nickname as a youth goalie. I don't know why I called the channel that. 7 years ago, I just decided to call the channel that. It's a gash name for the channel, I agree, but it is what it is now. I should have called it something else, more United related or something, like, Red Devils United or something like that, but I didn't, okay? So there you go, it's called Flying Pig United anyway. David Whitford says, smashing the like button, Mr. P, mate. Thank you very much, David Whitford. By the way, Eddie O2's in here. Eddie O2, what an absolute top man. If you're not following Eddie O2 on Twitter, check out his Twitter page, Eddie O22 on Twitter. And he's just a great graphic designer, and he also sells masks, and he's just a top man. He's been part of this Bacon Brigade community for a long time. So I just want to give Eddie O2 a shout out, because you see these new thumbnails, by the way. He's designed me the template in the background and stuff like that. He does great work. He's just a top lad. So thank you, Eddie O2. Have a great day, mate.
Very talented man.
JP says the rolling sausage. Ruthless sausage, is that who you're in reference to? I don't know, but all legends of the channel anyway. Otherwise, I just read a random comment. Dr. Zan says, will you bring back the Q&A like you did back in the day? Oh, right, yeah, those old Q&A videos. Yeah, maybe, mate, maybe. You never know, actually. Once the season gets going and all this transfer stuff is out the window and there's not all this constant barrage of news, then yeah, I will get back on to doing some other stuff like that. Nice one, Tiger Force. He just says he's a good YouTuber. There you go. Well, if you want to check his channel out, there you go. You got it right there. Paul Vanderbeek says, love Mrs. P's laugh.
Aw, thanks, Paul Vanderbeek. That's very nice.
Ryan Berberspin9 says, you're a legend, Eddie. Sadek Rahman says, love your show, Pig. Thanks. Sadek Rahman, thank you for subscribing and commenting for such a long time as well, dude, on this channel. Appreciate it. Same with you, VK Dean. He says, sup, Pig. Just dropped in to say hi, bro. Nice one, VK Dean. Smash that like button then. Cheers for that. Jonathan Gallagher says, Pig, do a Mrs. P impression. No.
I'm doing that one. Do the third and final one then.
No, I'm not doing that one. Basically, like, I don't know, no, that one's crap. I can't think of some, I've got a bad throat, I can't go that high pitch, love.
Well, do what I do when I'm cross with you.
No. Can I just crack on with these comments now? Jamie Loki Jones says, what about call-ins? Absolutely, Jamie Loki Jones. That's on the agenda too. We'll absolutely be doing a call-in show at some point. Probably after games. I'm thinking, like how my channel, after I've done my live stream, the watch-alongs and the post-match reaction, obviously there's not any other content unless like there's been goals and I make a little compilation video of the reactions and stuff, which I sometimes do. But you know what? It would make a lot of sense to have a call-in show after games where people, subscribers, fans could phone up and have their say on the game of football with me. So I think that is a really good idea, and we're going to look at doing that this season, lads and lasses. So thank you very much for the shout there. Hunar says, Pig, do a Van Gaal accent. You are asking me to do a Van Gaal accent? Louis Van Gaal? Well, it's pretty easy to do a Louis Van Gaal accent, You just have to pretend that you are Dutch. You have to pretend that you've been eating stroopwafel all morning and that you are very horny. You have to be very horny, You don't want to be, not horny. You want to be very horny. I like my players to be horny, but me too, as a coach, as a manager, I also like to be horny. There you go. There's your Louis Van Gaal. Louis Van Gaal. Louis Van Gaal. Louis Van Gaal. They call me Louis Van Gaal, but actually, no, they call me Louis Van Gaal, but it's actually Louis Van Gaal. The G stands for gangster. Jim Joe Bobley says, that's Steve McLaren. Oh, mate, the Wally with the brolly over in the Netherlands days, mate. What was he thinking? Go over there. Was it FC20 he was managing? I forget now, but he was managing a team over there in Holland, and he's like, yes, I need to speak like this now because I come to Holland. So true. What about Joey Barton as well when he went over in France? And he's like, yes, it's a very good game. We played the football. And I was playing in midfield, and he just turned into an overnight Frenchman. What the hell? What the hell is that all about, Joey Barton, mate? What a tit, anyway.
I do an Irish accent, but I can't do
Yeah, go on now. Go on.
Do you have-
You can do an Irish accent, my dear, can't you?
Oh, go on. No, I can't do it. Go on.
No.
Go on.
Yeah, Eddie says Louis Van Gangster, nice one. Constant Pratt says Phil Jones is Man United. Jonathan Gallagher says Joey Barton, LOL. Jamie Loki Jones says it's easy to do a Mrs. P impression. Just hold your nose and away you go.
Thanks, Jamie.
Oh, hello. Yes, you're right. It's got really high pitched now. Makes a lot of sense. Anyway, Abijif Ajif says, are we getting Grealish again? Abijif, thank you for your comment. I don't think so, mate. I don't think we're ever going to get Grealish because he's literally like £70 million and he's just not very good value. He's a great player. I'd love to have him. I thought he did well against us again yesterday. I'd love to have Grealish in the side, but not for 70 million. There's better value out there. He's not twice the player of Donny van der Beek, is he? No. Alex the Rinconator, yes, mate, I'm still live. We're wrapping this up near the end, though, but great to see you in here. How's your day going over in Dallas? Shout out to North Texas Reds and Alex and all the people tuning in America as well. We've got a bunch of American viewers. I'd like to shout all the new viewers out from all around the world. I was having a look at where the viewers are coming from yesterday, and we've got some fantastic viewers all over the place. You know, Ghana, Sierra Leone, South Africa, just everywhere, basically everywhere we've got viewers from. So I wanted to say shout out to everybody from all around the world who watches these vids. You're a bunch of legends. Raymond Moore, hello, mate. He says, do a Carragher impression, pig. Well, I can't really do a proper. No. Hang on a sec. My name's Jamie Carragher, mate, and I'm a Sky Sports pundit, and I sort of talk a lot of shit like this, mate, because I'm fucking Scouse, you see. But to be fair, it's just in a generic Scouse accent I'm doing, mate. So, you know, it's not really Jamie Carragher at all. No, that wasn't a good Jamie Carragher impression. It was just a generic Scouse accent, mate. Yeah. Well, you know, well. a lot of that involved. Nice one, guys. Sadek Rahman, he says, I don't want us to get Bale. We need Jadon Pig. Absolutely, Jadon Sancho is the man. I hope we do spend the money on it. Soulboy says, Salford. Great man, Soulboy, tuning in from Salford. Top man. JR Richard Joseph, tuning in from Malaysia. Yes, JR Richard Joseph getting in there. Alex with a comment says, I actually think Van der Beek might be a better player than Grealish. Yeah, I mean, look, did you watch the game yesterday, Alex, the pre-season game? I thought Van der Beek was the best player on the pitch. I thought he created about 3 really good clear-cut chances for his teammates. And defensively, he was super sound as well, just harassing people. Really, really good player performance from him yesterday. Okay, it's a pre-season friendly against Villa, but it's not like he had the A-class players around him in United's team either. Ultimately, we lost 1-0, but I thought he created a lot. He could have got himself an assist for sure, and he just looked really, really good. I'm loving what I'm seeing from him in that first game for United. Let's see what he can do. But yeah, I hope you're right. Lynette Giggs says, I missed yesterday's watch-along, but 51k views. Very impressive. Thank you so much for that, Lynette Giggs. Yeah, shout out to everybody that watched the stream last night, of course, for the Aston Villa pre-season game. We did get a lot of people in, and a bunch of new subscribers. Thanks to everybody that watched. Thanks to all the new subscribers. Thanks to all the old subscribers, all the moderators that did an awesome job of moderating that live chat. Stick a heart emoji in the live chat for all the moderators, by the way, who do a great job on this channel. Mo Saeed is tuning in from Barbados. Yes, mate, I'd love to go to Barbados one day. Eddie O2 says, Piggy, you also need to be in your car spitting out of your car window, mate, for the Carragher accent. You're right about that, mate. What a dirty man doing that. Yeah, he says, I watched the highlights. Alex says, I watched the highlights. I thought Van der Beek was the best player on the pitch. We should have scored too. Absolutely, totally agree. The keeper made a couple of good saves. Lingy's got a couple of good shots off on goal. You never know. It could have gone differently another day.
Also, put a heart in the comment section for Mr. P.
Oh, thank you very much for that. And stick a heart emoji in the live chat for Mrs. P. Yeah. The United Way comments, how you doing, mate? He says, Jamie needs a car, a child, and time to aim a greenie at them. Yeah, what the hell is that all about? Like, he spat at a teenage girl, didn't he? Like, he's pretty rancid, man. And yet he still gets his job back. Screenshot Mania says, Pig, did I miss it? Yes, you have pretty much missed the show. We're just wrapping it up now, but I will answer a few more of your questions if you want to get in here with anything. JP says, Lingard played a blinder. He did actually do all right, mate, to be fair. I'm not going to lie, he did all right. I thought Dan James had a good game. Okay, we could have had a better end product, but he got in all the right positions. He created a lot. And Luke Shaw, same with him, so there were some positives from the game, even though we lost. Bines Marnik says, boom, 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 Thiago. Let's hope so. Right, okay, I'll just give you everybody a final rundown. Yeah, Alex, there you go. He says, give me a quick rundown of the transfer news before you go, Pig. I will do. Gungshi's in here. Hey, Gungshi, you absolute legend. He says, get in there, my son. Great to see you there, Gungers. Hope you're doing well in Taiwan. R. Kings as well, thank you. He's an absolute legend of the Falls. R. Kings, he says, stick a in the live chat for regular viewers. Nice one. Also, stick a thumbs up on the video, lads and us. If you haven't liked the video yet, please do smash a like on the video. But I will just give you all a rundown now of the transfer news. Gabriel Aranso, Karthik Raghuvaran, Sadek Raman, Screenshot Mania, Alex, Itachi Uchicha, and everybody else. Thank you so much for getting in here and watching this video.
I've put hearts in the live chat for you legends in the chat.
Legends of the Falls, guys. Thank you for watching. Honestly, really appreciate you all getting in here and watching today. Do chuck a like on it. So to give you a rundown, just to let you know, so Thiago, the former Bayern Munich president, Uli Hoeneß, who's still on Bayern's board, has said that he said a quote today, and he said, we offered Thiago Alcantara a great 4-year contract, but in the last minute he changed his mind and told us he wants a new challenge. He probably has an agreement in place with Liverpool or Manchester United. So that's what he said. And then of course Fabrizio Romano came out and basically shared the same stuff, and he just said, in regards to the Thiago deal, this is how Bayern Munich feel. Man United spoke with his agents. Liverpool still feeling confident to sign Thiago because of Klopp pushing, but there's no official bid yet. Waiting for last transfers days to get a lower fee than the £30 million price tag or euro price tag. So basically Liverpool and United, we've both spoken to Thiago. From what we understand, there's a good chance that maybe they've already agreed personal terms. We're not 100% on that, but it is being reported that that may be the case. And really it's Thiago who's playing a waiting game here for either Liverpool or Manchester United to agree terms with Bayern Munich for the transfer. So that's what we understand. And also United and Liverpool are basically playing a little bit of a waiting game here, where they're trying to get him a little bit cheaper, because Thiago's contract ends next year, and so if he doesn't leave in this window, he's going to end up leaving for pretty much nothing in Jan, or even because you can sign a player 6 months prior, so he'd actually leave for nothing unless they sell him and cash in on him now. So they might want to do that. They might want to get 25 million euros or 30 million euros or whatever it may be now, cash in on him. He's been offered a 4-year deal. That's fact. We know that now. He was offered a 4-year deal, but he turned it down. He wants a new contract. He wants to go somewhere else, a new challenge. Manchester United could be that destination. I think Liverpool's still the favourites, but I think United's got a good chance, especially if Sancho doesn't sign for United. If Sancho doesn't sign, I expect we sign Thiago, in all honesty, because we need to get some players in. He's a quality player for not a lot of money. He might be on 300k a week or whatever, might take that to get him in there, but ultimately the initial fee for a 29-year-old world-class midfielder is chump change. So that's a deal that makes sense anyway, but I actually don't necessarily see us doing it if the Sancho deal goes through at 120 mil, because it's just too much money for United to spend, and I don't see them spending hundreds of millions in this window. I think it's Sancho, maybe Reguilon and Van der Beek as a window overall, and if you don't get Sancho, then I think it's party time, and you get Thiago, you get Upamecano or Badashili, you get Reguilon, and you get a right winger as well to help out. So I think that those are the two options United have got in this window at the moment. But just to give you an update, there you go. Thiago turned down a contract at Bayern. It's understood he's probably agreed a personal term deal, agreed personal terms with United and Liverpool. It's understood Klopp is still desperate to get him. Absolutely, he would add a lot to their midfield. We are interested in getting him. Solskjaer wants him. He's spoken to him. But the thing is, it could just be a case of, like I said, the agents and Thiago may be using Manchester United as leverage to get a little bit more money out of Liverpool. Because, like I said, it probably makes sense for Thiago to go to the Premier League champions, who are playing the best attacking football, to be fair, and are settled, and they only need, one player, which is him, and then they're a complete side again. So it's kind of like, it makes more sense for him to go to Liverpool at this moment in time. The only thing that's going to change his mind, I think, is a bit more money from Manchester United, and maybe if Solskjaer can make him invest in what we're trying to do at Manchester United. Simon Cowie, have a great day. Thank you so much for getting in here, Simon. You're a legend. Lynette Giggs says, where will Everton finish come the end of the season? I think 8th. I actually do think 8th. I think it's going to be difficult, even though they've signed some great players. James Rodriguez, what a signing that is, by the way. And they've got an unbelievable manager. I just think for a squad like Everton and a club like Everton, it's so difficult for them to do better than Arsenal, Spurs, Leicester, Man United, Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool. There's 7 teams right there which are more likely to do better than Everton. Not saying that they can't. There's still other teams like Wolves and Sheffield United and these guys that might be there or thereabouts next season too. So he's going to have his work cut out for him. It's one of those. Carlo Ancelotti at Everton, he could, with the team he's got as well, they've got a good team, he could finish 4th or he could finish 14th. I really don't know. So it's difficult, isn't it? I don't think they'll finish 14th, but what I'm saying is they could easily struggle to get into the top 8 just because of the depth of the league. Yannicka Victorin says, what is happening with Romero, Pig? So Romero is he's still currently a Manchester United player. It looks like we're going to probably try and get him out of the football club before the end of the window. Aston Villa were interested in getting him for £8 million, but the only problem is he's on big money and the wages just scared him off. That was what was reported a few days ago anyway. So we'll see what goes on with Romero. It's the same thing as usual. Big money for a backup, unless he's going to be the first choice player at a team. I don't think anybody's going to pay him the money. He's good enough though. Somebody should come in for him. If I was one of the lower Premier League sides, like a Leeds United or whoever that's just come up, whatever, I would be seriously interested in getting Romero in, Sergio Romero, because he's a really experienced player and a great keeper. Galrav Diani says, Thiago. Oh, fair play to you, Galrav. Amrith Pawar says, not frustrated, just worried about my club not buying quality. The other teams are not doing any business. They don't need to. They already have quality. Fair point, Amrith. There's a few positions we are really lacking. Liverpool and City, the teams that finished above us, they've done a bit of business. City have anyway. And they needed less business doing than us, like you say. So we have to do better and add a few players. Marcus Rasky, thank you. He says, hi, Pig. Hello to you, Marcus. Jamie Loki Jones heard some bad news regarding Man United. That doesn't sound good. Tiger Force, yeah, I'll check your channel out later, my friend. No worries at all. Screenshot Mania says, watch the news on Smalling. Is he leaving to Roma or staying with us? So last I've heard, he's agreed terms with Roma on a 2-year contract. The clubs are understood to be interested in making a deal for around about 13 million euros. And it's just really pending a medical and paperwork and the final things being conducted. So once that's done and everything, we will give you an update once it's done and dusted. G Wolf United says, hello, Chip. Hello, Chip. John O'Denton says, there's nothing wrong with being fat. Absolutely. I love my pies. I love my food. You can be fat and sexy and love your food. Simple as that. Eddie says, Pigo, I reckon we are going to be seeing more youth like you described earlier. The board refuses to adapt. Fair point. Yeah. They don't like to spend too much, do they? I think Mengi coming through, Twanzi being, like you said, what we were talking about earlier. Yeah, I think they will try and bring a couple more players through, which is no bad thing, really. I just would like to see us also get some quality experience in the side as well this window. But it is good the fact that we're trying to do what United have always done, which is develop players, which is bring players through. If it wasn't for Solskjaer last season, there would be no Mason Greenwood right now. And we're all talking about Mason at 18 years of age like he's going to be one of the best players in the world because he's sheer quality. And if you did what Jose did most of the time and just sign a ready-made player in the position for big money, experienced player, then you're not going to get that level of Greenwood coming through there, unfortunately. Jim Joe Bobley says, Villa have signed Martinez, Pig. Have they legitimately? What, Arsenal's keeper Martinez? I thought he was good, man. Jamie Loki Jones, even they must be going with Leno, eh? Says, if what I've just been told is true, we're going to be broken-hearted. Well, let's not get carried away, mate. Let's not get carried away. We'll see what happens. There's all this to and fro in these windows that happens, so we don't know what is legit at this moment. Maurice Varela says, if you were Thiago, would you play with Henderson and Fabinho or Pogba and Bruno? I mean, actually, the way you've talked about it there, the way you've laid it down there, definitely Pogba and Bruno, 100%. You're so right, Maurice Varela. That's a very good point you make there. But he'd also be playing with Salah, Mane, these guys. They have got a great attacking unit. He'd be feeding them. And to be perfectly honest with you, Liverpool are the most ready-made seasoned team. Like, if Thiago was to slot into there, you'd expect he'd do well because he's going to have this great team around him, unfortunately. Ellie says, don't start spamming, please. Absolutely, Ellie. Thank you so much for all your great work that you were doing in the mod chat, in the moderation, and all of the moderators. Thank you so much again for all your time that you're giving out. Ben L says, why Villa 1, Man United 0? Yeah, I've had a mare there, Ben. Shout out to Ben Kakonda for subscribing as well. To be honest with you, Ben, it shouldn't say that. It should say Man United News. I just forgot to update it from the game last night. So sorry about that, everyone. Jim Joe Bobby says, yes, mate, Romano says so on the Twitter. Let me just check out his profile real quick again and see if there's any updates. But like I said, if you're just getting in here, 51 minutes. Oh, yeah, you're right, actually. Thank you very much. Aston Villa, he comments, Aston Villa have completed the signing of Emiliano Martinez from Arsenal. Contract signed until June 2024. Talks with Werder Bremen on Familo Rashica. He's a good player as well. And Arsenal keep working to sell players to Rera too. And then they will try again for a top midfielder, either Hossemwa War or Thomas. So that's quite interesting. Fabrizio Romano's just come out. He says Atletico is still convinced to refuse any negotiation for Thomas. Olympic Lyon have turned down swap deals for War and are still pretending 60 million euros as a price tag. Top targets, complicated deals. Arsenal Football Club now need to sell players also after extending Aubameyang's contract. Nice one. Thank you for giving me the update there. Yes, there's a bit of information there. It's not to do with United, but thank you very much for letting us know.
Douglas says, can't wait for more fire in my room.
Oh, okay, Chip Douglas. Yeah, there probably will be some of those guys. I'm going to have to get to work on some fire in my rooms. I've got some ideas. Vusi Manakela, hello to you too, buddy. Paul van der Beek, he says, hi, are you coming back tonight, Pig? Absolutely, Paul. There'll be another transfer video. 9:30. We do an evening show. Basically, what I'm trying to do on this channel is do an afternoon show, give you all the day's news, because obviously stuff comes out in the morning, the afternoon, lunchtime, you get some news, give you all the day's news, and then in the evening, get on at 9:30 and give you the evening's news. And, you know, a lot of stuff breaks after 10 o'clock as well. Between 10 and 11, a lot of stuff breaks. So we'll be live, hopefully, when there's some breaking business.
Thanks for your nice comments, Paul.
Thank you, Cristiano Daniel, as well, you legend. He says, Piggy, once again, quality content. Thank you for giving me and others a good time watching and following you. You're a legend, Cristiano Daniel. Thank you for the support. You know, since you've been watching this, you're a legend, Cristiano. Thank you, mate. Jamie Loki Jones, okay, well, that sounds good, my friend. Let's. I need to look into the facts before I get into that though. But thank you, Jamie. Navi Beats says, can't wait to watch Bruno again. Absolutely, JP. What you want about JP? Buttered Gooch. Jim Joe Bobley, nice one. Screenshot Mania, thank you. PS says, grab Thiago and gives you one of those. Legends. Okay then, guys, I'm going to wrap this video up there then, I think, but I really want to just say thank you so much for getting in here. Thank you, Vusi Manakela, for saying subscribe. Absolutely, if you're new to this channel, smash that subscribe button, lads and lasses. Click the bell icon to be notified when we go live and we post on this channel. We've been doing really well recently. We've smashed 28,000 subscribers. Get in there, my son. So shout out to all the new subscribers, shout out to all the not old subscribers, shout out to Sham7, good to see you, Lewis Lockwood, hello, and everybody that watches these videos. Really appreciate all your support. The best thing you could do to support these vids is by smashing the like and interacting with me in the live chat and giving it a share on social media as well if you want. But I am going to leave it there. If you're just getting in here, you might want to go back and watch the start of the video for an update on whatever, you know, what we've been talking about, or the transfer news. I'm not going to give you an update now again, but go back and watch it if you're just getting in here. And yeah, check out the website as well, flyingpigunited.com. Check out the gaming channel, Flying Pig Gaming. All the links are in the description. Follow me on social media at Mr. Flying Pig HD on Twitter. Also, Flying Pig United on Facebook and Instagram. Right then, lads and lasses, thank you so much for watching the show. Thank you, Ellie. She says like and subscribe. Thank you, Eddie. He says congrats on your subs, Piggo. Hit the like. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you for all your help as well, mate. Absolute legend. Jamie Loki Jones, Sham7, Screenshot Mania, G-Wolf United, Mrs. P Cake Bandit, Jim Joe Bobley, JP and Ellie. Everyone, thank you for staying in here throughout the show. Thank you for watching. Hit that like, subscribe if you do, and I'll see you on the next one. 9:30 tonight for another transfer rundown show. Thanks for watching. This is the Pig. Mrs. P, you want to say bye?
Bye, everyone. Thank you for being lovely as always.
Have a great afternoon and evening, everyone. This is the Pig on Flying Pig United.
You have done
Take it easy.
Little bit, shouldn't you? Go on, say what I just said in my voice.
What?
My.
I don't know what you said. I forgot.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. What do you mean I should have said that? I was saying that anyway. Don't screw up my sign-off, Nicola.
Oh,
Are you serious? I was just literally about to end the video there. Perfect sign-off. And then this happens.
I meant to do an impersonation of me. You should have pretended to be me. You know, bye, everyone.
Oh, okay. Then I'll pretend to be you. Ready?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Bye, everyone. I'm going. I'm not coming on camera. I refuse to come on camera, guys. I'm going. Bye. All right, everyone. Sadic Ramen, Cletus, hello. Screenshot Mania, Chip Douglas, Sadic Ramen, KSI JJ, everyone, JP the lad. Stay classy, everyone. Have a great afternoon. I'll see you on the next one. And come on, United. Let's get some bloody players in. Nice one, guys. Thank you for watching. Appreciate it. Appreciate you stopping by. Appreciate all the support. Appreciate 28k subscribers. You know, we're bossing it. We're bossing it, guys. It's down to you legends watching. So thank you. These are all the Patreons as well that support this channel on Patreon. Tier 2 channel members also appear on this list. So shout out to all the Tier 2 channel members on YouTube who support this show. Love each and every single one of you. Thank you for believing in this channel and supporting this channel. That's going to be it to this afternoon anyway for today. Come back later, 9:30. We'll have an evening show for you lads and lasses going down all the latest news and stuff. So tune in for that later. But that's it. Cletus, Jamie, Mrs. P, Screenshot, everyone, Vincent Bullock, Ronald Davies, Ronald Davids, I should say, have a classy day. Eddie02, stay classy, mate. Everyone, that's going to be it from me. Thank you for watching. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Click the bell icon. All that good stuff. And thank you once again to these patrons and also the channel members on YouTube. You absolute Bacon Brigadier legends.
Thanks, Vincent. Thanks, JP. Have a lovely day, legend.
Have a lovely day. Bye.